So, what are you listening to? The latest from podnews.net with the Dr. John Deloney Show. Tink Media's Lauren Purcell asked people at Podcast Movement last week what they were listening to, and she's released a great list which we'll link to today. Michael Osborne from Famous and Gravy shares my choice. Disappointingly, though, nobody mentions the Pod News Weekly Review, but we'll forgive you all. Next week, we'll have an interview with Greg Glenday, the new Chief Business Officer of Acast. Podcasting represents 11.4 minutes of every hour listening to ad-supported audio. Cumulus Media and Westwood One has written up its analysis of Edison Research's share of ear, Q2 23. I know some Podcast Week at play, said the cat. I know some good shows, said the cat in the hat. Wondery is to make podcasts with Dr. Zeus, with the Cat in the Hat cast launching first on September the 18th, exclusively in Wondery Plus. Revive calls itself a groundbreaking generative AI audio enhancement tool, which makes any recording sound as if it was recorded in a proper studio. I bet you're wondering, what does it sound like? Well, it sounds like this.
Imagine that every microphone from any device recorded in any environment instantly sounded like it was recorded and mixed by a professional sound engineer.
Quite impressive. AdsWiz has detailed how it looks for fraud when serving digital audio ads. Alistair Campbell, the host of The Rest is Politics, has been interviewed by Pod Bible. We learn that he did one pilot episode with his co-host Rory Stewart, and that doing the show online from different places seems to work well. And the front page of UK right-wing newspaper The Daily Mail last week claimed that its podcast, The Trial of Lucy Letby, was the #1 podcast on Apple in the UK. Impressive, if true, which it wasn't. The highest it had appeared in the All Podcasts trending chart from Apple Podcasts was number 33, and the highest in the true crime category was number 5. An email we sent asking for clarification of the claim to the Mail's press office went unanswered. And in podcast news, the History of Egypt podcast discovers ancient Egypt in their own words, using old text and archaeology to uncover the lost world of the Nile Valley. It's a tale of pharaohs, pyramids, gods and people, and hosted by trained Egyptologist Dominic Perry. It's part of the Airwave Podcast Network, and we thank them for their support this month. The Time Academy podcast has just completed its first season, a show that explores our relationship with time and offers a unique approach to time management and productivity. On Acast, it's hosted by Tom O'Leary. And Vital Signs is a new documentary podcast from Leeds Teaching Hospitals NHS Trust in the UK, going behind the scenes and the daily lives of the incredible people and services at Leeds Teaching Hospitals. It's from This Is Distorted and launches today. This podcast is sponsored by the Dr. John Deloney Show. A more peaceful life is possible. For practical advice on dealing with loneliness, anxiety, depression, relationships, and more, find the Dr. John Deloney Show wherever you get your podcasts. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe, we're at podnews.net.